Hello all, and welcome to the MouseTalks podcast. We've got Ears for the Magic, a podcast where we will share all we know about Walt Disney World and why families have been loving the magic for over 40 years. Well, welcome everybody, and this is Terry, and I'm coming at you hot on this mic, and I'm one of your hosts tonight, as always, and I'm from the Fairy Tale Journeys by Terry.com. And tonight we have Christian joining us from Agility Garden.
Hey everybody, this is Christian. Looking forward to another podcast to share our thoughts. And again, we appreciate all the listeners out there. And I think we have another co-host. We have like a trident here with Phil.
Hold on, I'm Instagramming right now.
Oh, come on, Phil.
All right. Hey, I'm back. So we're going to do this tonight. I think we're going to do some listener questions, which I'm pretty excited about. So we got a bunch of new listeners in the last few weeks, and really excited to start interacting with them. So let's get started.
Yeah. So Christian, where is the best place for our listeners to send us some questions?
Absolutely. So the best place is our website, which is mousetalks.com. And we have an email designated for questions, which is questions@mousetalks.com. So please, anytime, day or night, send your questions. We'll accumulate them and be happy to respond to them. And if they're timely, we'll respond right away. Or if not, we'll add them to the podcast. But again, mousetalks.com. We're on Facebook as MouseTalks, Twitter as MouseTalks Magic. And we're on the Instagrams too, right, Phil?
Yes, we are. We're on Instagrams. Our username is just MouseTalks.
Right, because the ad is silent, right?
Perfect.
Awesome.
So I think, Christian, we'll let you ask the first listener question, and we'll go from there.
Awesome, yes. So we have Miguel V. from Palmer, Pennsylvania, right in our backyard, so to speak. So the question is, we have 2 younger kids between 5 and 9, and we love doing all kinds of outdoor activities. What parks, attractions, and lodging would make the most sense for our family? Wow, that's a great question.
It is a great question, and to be honest with you, it could go in so many different directions. I personally like the values for kids because they're kind of oversized icons all over the place. It's great for kids to look at, and you kind of have to say, what are my kids into? Are they into sports, music, or movies, or Pop Century or Art of Animation are perfect for the Art of Animation has all the popular Pixar and Disney animated movies as an icon, and then for me, the kids really work well in Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom as far as the parks are concerned. What about you, Phil? What do you think?
I would agree. I think that the way Disney is designed, you can't really mess up where you're going to stay. You could stay at Fort Wilderness, and you could be camping, and that's super fun for kids, right? You could go awesome, value. If you stay at some of the different deluxes, they have like tennis courts and different types of outdoor games, and they do all sorts of different things that are a little bit different. So if you really like those outdoor activities or your sports, family, I think those are some good options too. As far as parks go, I don't think you can go wrong, but I do agree that for that age group, I would think that Magic Kingdom would probably be your park that you would spend the most amount of time in.
That's kind of the king daddy of them all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So about you, Christian, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. On the other side, like let's say if you're going there for the first time and really want to splurge, I think one of the, like contemporary or one of the ones with the monorail, would you call them like?
Oh yeah.
What are they?
The resort loops.
The resort loop. Thank you. Because I remember last time I was there, I loved doing the character breakfast right in their contemporary, got the monorail, went back into the park. So obviously that is very kid-friendly and just a lot of fun riding the monorail just to kind of get an overview of what all is out there. And you're pretty high up, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, that or Fort Wilderness is fun, or Animal Kingdom, I would say. But you really can't go wrong. I think it just depends on budget, whether it's the Pop Century all the way up to the Contemporary or the Polynesian even.
Yeah.
I just think it's a matter of budget, but you're really not going to make a mistake there.
Yeah, I think budget does play into this. But one of the things that you both hit on with Fort Wilderness, and I don't know why I didn't think about this. This is a great kid activity. They have a campfire sing-along with the oh my God, the Chipmunks.
Are you talking about
Chippendale?
Chippendale, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I spaced on that. And then after that, they'll show a movie. But a lot of the resorts do movies at night as well. They've got these big inflatable screens, and they'll do projectors, and they'll do whatever
No, that's
movie
cool.
at night.
Yeah.
It's fun to do it on the beach at the Polynesian and some of the others. So Chippendale campfire sing along over. You can do s'mores and stuff. That's a great kid activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great question, Miguel. Great question.
That's awesome.
All right.
Next one up, we have Dylan T. from Bloomingdale, Indiana.
It's Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh,
Yeah.
I read it as Bloomingdale.
Yeah. Indiana University is there.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it's a great little college town.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. Maybe I'll run into you sometime, Dylan.
Okay, great. So, I've been told that we need to fast pass our rides, and I'm not sure that I understand fast pass and what we should fast pass.
Oh, well, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
If I could interject,
Yeah.
because I know we've talked a lot about FastPass, but I know I've actually had some discussions with coworkers and whatnot who listen to our podcast, and they actually wanted us to do more on FastPass. So this question is actually very timely because it's not so much defining what FastPass is, but that there's actually a strategy behind it, and I think that's the really cool part.
There is, and I think this the cool thing about this question is I think we're gonna table part of it, the strategy part of it, and the big picture part of it for an entire episode. I bet we could do a whole episode on the strategies of FastPass. But for right now, it'd be good to do a quick overview for new listeners or people that haven't gone to Disney that often. FastPass really is a way to kind of book your attractions that you really want to see ahead of time.
Like Peter Pan, right?
Like Peter Pan. And that actually is a great strategy to do Peter Pan because of the way it's laid out. But I think if we go through each park, we could say, here are the 3 or 4 that you should fast pass. And you do this through your My Disney Experience app. People on property, staying on property, one of the benefits is they get to book that at 60 days. So 60 days prior to going, you get to book that. If you're a day guest, you don't get any ahead of time. So
If you're off property and you have park tickets, it's 30 days.
30 days. But if you're just going in that day, you don't have any chance to do it.
Correct.
So
And you're actually, and again, not touching on the strategy too much, but you're actually booking literally a time slot, right?
yeah, you get an hour window to show up, and your whole party, you book for your whole party, and you go through, and you get basically front of the line access instead of the hour wait in line. Maybe it's only 10 minutes in line.
Wow.
So that's kind of pretty awesome. So Magic Kingdom, what are the 3 big guys to kind of fast pass? That's the toughest park.
Yeah, it is because there's so many rides. I would say Space Mountain, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and then the third one, it would be a toss-up depending on what you like and the people you're going with, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So it used to be the 3 mountains. You would do Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, and Space Mountain.
Right.
Now there's kind of a thing, the 7 Dwarfs have thrown a wrench in there.
Yep.
Peter Pan, because it takes a while to get through the line at Peter Pan.
Right.
And it depends on what time of year, too. Because some things are busier and some things aren't even open. So you have to kind of check the refurbishment schedule, too. But I think we hit the top ones. What do you think there, Christian?
Yeah, I think we did a good job explaining it. And again, strategy, we can dive deeper, but for a surface level, I think it makes a lot more sense. And then at least, especially the 30 and 60 day windows, I think people can jump right in there.
Yeah, perfect. So Dylan, listen in the future because we'll break that down even more for you. I hope we get you before you head on your trip. So I'm going to read one from Laura H. from Lima, Oregon. I've never been there, but it sounds like a nice place.
It's right next to Bloomingdale.
Right.
It's Bloomington, apparently, if you didn't get that before. Thanks, though.
So what are the best seasons, the time of year, to travel to Disney? Can you rate them based on approximate crowds and costs?
Wow.
Man.
She sounds like an accountant or a CPA. Huh?
Yeah, the $1 million question.
So I kind of touch on this.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the best thing to Google search when you're planning is Disney World Crowd Calendar. There's a ton of websites out there, and that'll kind of give you an idea based upon usually like a 1 through 10. the busyness of the day, and they estimate the amount of people that are going to be there. Basically, obviously holidays, like smaller holidays like Memorial Day and Labor Day and stuff like that, you're going to be busy because they're like long extended weekends. And then obviously you have the majors, Easter and Christmas and 4th of July and New Year's Day. Those times are just going to be absolutely smashed. But that's just a tough question.
It is, and for me, it's something you would want to partner with your travel agent. And if you don't use a Disney travel agent, I would definitely recommend it. I am one, so if you need one, give me a call. Let me know. But you look at your own personal schedule. When are the kids in school? What does your work schedule look like? And then you kind of can base some other things on that, because some people, they can't do anything during the school year,
right?
And can only go in the summer. It's going to be more crowded and hotter in the summer. But if you can, my picks are January, February on non-holiday weekends.
And non-race weekends.
Right.
The marathons is what we're talking about.
Right, Disney Run events. September, October are good times.
Mm-hmm.
And those tend to be the least expensive times as well as the least crowded times. And so it kind of goes hand in hand. When it's crowded, it's expensive. When it's less crowded, it's less expensive. So they kind of go hand to hand.
My favorite time is also September and October. We are actually going this next trip. We're going the last 2 weeks of August because all the kids in the South are back to school in the beginning of August. And all the kids up north are starting school at the end of August. So it's actually considered one of the slower times. But we can get that hot heat because we are water park people. I'm actually excited about that. So it'll be my first time going at that time.
Oh, it's hot.
But it is a slow time technically as far as end of summer.
Yep, that's a good time.
During that time, the trip you're coming up on, are there any big rides that are closed during that time, or is everything pretty much open?
I think at that point they stay open because end of summer is transitioning right into Food and Wine and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which Food and Wine starts on the 31st of August, and the Halloween party this year is going to probably start on the 1st or 2nd of September, so they keep everything open, and they don't start refurbishments usually until...
It's usually January and February
exactly.
The big
they wait till after holiday. Yeah. From summer, fall, they push through into the holidays, and then they refurbish in the winter.
Yep. Oh, good question, Laura. Thanks. Christian will take Chris.
Absolutely. So we have Chris P. from Newark, New Jersey. So, is it true that booking more than 6 months ahead can save you a good deal of money? If not, then how soon should you book ahead, ideally?
I would say, I don't know if you want to take this one or not. My recommendation is to have your trip at least booked before 6 months based upon dining.
Yeah, so as a Disney travel agent, or someone who specializes in Disney travel, for me, it isn't so much about saving money booking ahead. It's being able to plan. And, I always am able, if a special comes out, I can actually get that and add it to the plan.
Adjust the price.
So it adjusts the price and works out great for the guests. But for me, it is that planning piece, not so much that savings piece. Sometimes flights. If you book 6 months out, you have a lot of flexibility with finding flights, and I think that sometimes can save you money and time as well. So the saving money isn't as important to me as being able to plan, book those ADRs ahead. So those advanced dining reservations fill up some of those popular restaurants. So to be able to do it at that 180-day mark is real important for getting what you want.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that having at least booked for the $200 just to hold it is what's most important. You can always add days, drop days, add dining, remove dining, but booking your reservations of your dining at 188 days to get the best experience is, I think, the best recommendation.
And Disney all the time runs special deals, and if your travel agent sees that, like when deals come out, I'm up, oh my God, in the morning, getting my clients transferred over to the new deal to save them some money. And I think it's a great opportunity for already having your choice of dates and everything already done, and then make somebody else do the work to save you some money on that.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, that was good. I think we hit that pretty good there.
So it looks like we got Alex M is getting to us from Winchester, Vermont. And what we have here is, how many Star Wars themed rides are there in all of the parks in and around Orlando?
So, since Disney owns Star Wars, I would
Yes.
suspect that only inside Walt Disney World will there be any Star Wars
Yes.
rides. And I think as of right now, there's only one ride.
Correct.
Right? One major attraction, but there's all kinds of stuff going on Star Wars wise in Hollywood Studios. And they're getting ready to open a new land, or they're building a new land for Star Wars,
Correct.
which could have even more.
Which will have even more.
Right.
They're adding an entire expansion, and as far as I've heard, 2020, 2021, maybe it'll be done by, hopefully.
I think it might be sooner than that.
Do you think so?
Yeah, well, I know that they're putting the priority on Star Wars Land in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
So it's ahead of Walt Disney World.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's going to be sooner.
Let's hope.
Yeah, I would love for
that.
it to. Yeah.
Because Avatar Land has been taking a long
A
time.
long time.
So I hope they push that. But yeah, there is only one main ride, and it is called Star Tours. So it's pretty fun. Every single time you ride that ride, it is a different experience, which I love.
Yeah, they change it.
Mm-hmm.
So and there's actually, I can't remember the number. I think it's 57 different randomized ride experiences.
Right.
So,
It's like 3 parts. It's like split into 3 parts, and each part changes.
right. So you could start out in one way and end up in another way.
It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So you should
cool.
never ride at the exact same time, like the exact same way every time, which is really neat.
Right.
And they've opened up a ton of new shopping, a ton of character meet and greets. You can meet all the new characters from like episode 7, which is really neat. But as far as rides go, there is only one ride right now.
Yeah. I'm the Jedi Training Academy.
Yep.
I wish I was 12 again so I could do that.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's sort of like a ride. It's like it's a fun little attraction. You don't ride anything, but the way the characters interact and how you learn how to become a Jedi, and you fight like Darth Vader, and all the stormtroopers are there. It's really neat.
Yeah, it is. And then they're doing a parade now that are Star Wars based. So if you're a Star Wars nerd,
And then you have the fireworks, right?
Oh, right. And the evening show is all Star Wars, and there's projection on the Chinese theater, right? And it's all done to Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So
there's definitely a lot right now.
Yeah, and if you're a Star Wars nerd, go. It'll be fun.
I would recommend it.
All right. So our last email of the night goes to Clarissa Y, and she's from Freeport, Maine. For someone who has not been to Disney in about 10 years, what would be the ultimate plan for a stay? In park for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days? Oh. All the way.
Yeah.
7 days.
Hands down. I was waiting for someone to say something, but I agree.
No, I think you could make a claim for each of those. 3 days, but you're not going to see it all. You're not going to see it all at 7 days. But I think there's an argument to be said, depending on your budget and your time. 3 days is great. 5 days is awesome. 7 days is the most awesomest that you can do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know me. I started out booking my trip. I was like, yeah, we're going for 8 days. 2 weeks later, so we had it a day. Now we're at 11. So we'll see what happens. But, I mean, I can go there forever. So that's a hard question for me, because I'm just like, book as much as you can afford. And there's different ways to slim down your trip if you want to go for longer. And there's different ways to save money. Which I think we could do a whole podcast on just booking your trip and how to save money, because there's all these like really cool tricks with gift cards and stuff like that. So
absolutely.
There's ways to add actually days to your trip.
Oh, that sounds really cool. I like the gift cards. Perk my ears up there. So Terry, I'd say of all the people you've booked, all the clients you've had, what would you say is the average trip duration for them?
6 days. 6 nights, 7 days, but most of them haven't utilized that 7th day as a park day. So most of them do 6 days, 6 nights.
Okay.
That's like a travel day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And for me, I think that fits into most people's plans, because if they take 7 days vacation, then 6 days there is perfect, because you got to book in the travel, kind of thing. So that's kind of the average that I've been booking. I've had a couple that have gone 3 days, and every time they go, I wish I could have had more, but my schedule just didn't work out. But
Right.
and we all agree. Even when I go down, I generally go down for 8 days.
Yeah.
That's kind of I need 8 days, and I always want one more.
Right.
Always.
One more day.
One more day. It sounds like a Les Mis song.
Dude, I had a really fun time with this. Like, it would be cool to do like listener questions on like any show at this point.
It's we were kind of kicking around a title for this, and it was Mouse Talks Mailbag, and I think we could add this as a segment to almost every episode.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, what do you think, Christian?
I think we have a unanimous vote. I would go 3 for 3 on that. Yeah.
There we go.
So I know that we have a couple more questions that we've been sandbagging for another episode, but I think if people start sending in more and more questions, then I think we'll have Mouse Talks Mailbag on a regular basis.
Sounds great to me.
Sounds good to me too.
Hey, so Christian, where can everybody find us?
So, Terry
Yeah.
and Phil, we are at mousetalks.com. We would love for you to send your questions to questions@mousetalks.com. We're on Facebook at MouseTalks. We're on Twitter at MouseTalksMagic. And Phil, the king of Instagram.
We're on Instagram at MouseTalks. Silent at. And I think we're officially live in Google Play.
We are in Google Play. And we've added a whole new audience.
Yeah, which is awesome. iTunes, obviously, you can find us.
Yes.
And if you use neither of those services, you can stream us on our website, right?
Absolutely. Every podcast is on the website, as well as iTunes and Google Play.
Cool.
Is it possible for people just to follow us individually? Do we have... Because I know that I am Mousecateri, and I would love for people to follow me.
You're talking about the Twitters?
On the Twitters. On the Twitters. Well, like Instagrams or whatever. I know that you've got our...
No, I actually started
Instagram.
a Twitter. I'm actually Mouse Talks Phil.
Mouse Talks Phil.
Whoa. Cool. Yeah, so...
I have 0 followers.
Nice.
We'll change
that. I'll add you today.
We'll throw you a couple.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm on the Twitters. I've been on the Twitters for quite some time, actually. Before it was cool, and now even though when it's still cool, we'll see. Phil and I debate that all the time. But at CJ Webb would be me. So yes, please follow me as well. That would be awesome.
And that's a good way to kind of keep in touch with us. And if you have a question, you can shoot it out there too.
I like questions.
All right. So that'll do it for tonight, and we'll get back with you later. Until then, we'll see everybody. You've been listening to the Mouse Talks podcast. I'm Terry.
I'm Christian.
And I'm Phil.
And we've got ears for the magic. We'll see you next time.
I guess thanks.